Okay, Tarkov is getting some more goodies soon, and the following leaks are from a Russian podcast. It's all pretty much work in progress with some finished models and some not so much. But right off the bat I have to address this. It is known that the developers are prone to trolling, but this is pretty much... First of all, don't ask me what this is. You better know what this is. Spoiler alert, if you play Fortnite you probably don't know what this is. This is a Tetris. The original Tetris, and to this very day, I still have this bad boy. I mean, you get the meme. Loot Tetris, the Promised Land, the never-ending pay-to-win stash, the I need more room please devs you promised. What this is gonna represent, I do not know. It is probably gonna be a quest item for Mechanic, cause he's a big old nerd. I mean, look at this guy. I can totally imagine him with a Tetris. Probably wants a Tetris to kill the boredom. He's gonna be like,
"Hey mate, get me 5 Tetris, you can find one in a scav bowl because Gosha eat Tetris."
And then you have to go out and hunt Gosha and take him to Emercom Medical Center and do an x-ray on his lifeless body, but before that you have to survive a shoreline raid and extract the golden scalpel for Skier, so you can open him up and get that one Tetris, and you will need 5. What? Okay, now this thing. This thing very closely resembles a German S-mine, also known as Bouncing Betty, because it's a Betty that bounces. I first heard about mines potentially coming to Tarkov a while back, and I couldn't have possibly been the only one to seriously question this, but then they talked about it in the podcast and explained that the mines are not gonna be a huge problem. I do not believe that one bit. People will still find a way to make your life miserable just for their amusement, and a big part of me still believes that all 3 exits on Factory will be full of mines, constantly. All jokes aside, I think there's nothing to worry about. The mutilated Mosin. I'm still not finished with the new quest, still haven't tried the Archangel stock and everything else that came along with the patch. Hopefully I get to it soon, but as far as this one goes, I mean, there's not much to say. It's gonna be a good meme gun. So prepare your bodies for a duel, Taz versus sawed-off Mosin. It's got new furniture though, and so does this one. Won't really affect anything. However, I'm interested in hearing what you guys think about the Mosin in the current state of the game. Was it fine when it was a one-shot to the face? For me personally, that was actually really good. Only talking about headshots though. When it first appeared, I used it maybe a handful of times. I died to the Mosin a lot, but then I kinda got used to it and adjusted my playstyle. Simple as that. But do I think it should penetrate helmets with one shot? Yeah, definitely. Now, before you throw possibly the most stupid argument out there, that a single 7.62 by 54mm round should not penetrate a fast just because you spent over 1 million rubles on your gear? Dude, who gives a fuck? First of all, you didn't spend 1 million rubles on your helmet. I mean, you can get helmets from dog tag trades, even for bleach. To be quite honest, nobody cares. If you get salty, it's Tarkov. You shouldn't be able to run around in the open, thinking you're a Terminator, get shot in the face, and expect that everything is still rainbows and butterflies. The game's having issues, everyone knows that, and I'm really not trying to get anyone to change anything. I'm nobody, and with that said, I'm speaking from my own perspective. I got a rather aggressive playstyle,
and I've dodged a few Mosin bullets in my time.
But I damn well know when I get shot in the face that salty is pretty much all I can be. However, not at the game, at myself. As I said, game's having issues, nobody's denying that. I'm not an idiot, okay? We're playing the same game and experiencing the same problems. When it gets borderline unplayable, I stop for a bit. I mean, you really have to be weird not to, right? But I still love the game because it's one of a kind. Do not think for a second that I do not notice certain things, or even worse, choose to turn a blind eye. On the contrary, my friend, I'm well aware what Escape from Tarkov lacks, but it still doesn't beat the fact that I enjoy to play. Honestly, lately it's been super hard to enjoy it, but I try. I observe, I keep my mouth shut, and try to enjoy it. So now, do you dare tell me that your face should absorb more than 1 or 2 hits from a Mosin just because you spent 1 million rubles on your gear, of which not even 100k went into the helmet? Honestly, sometimes I don't even know what I died from. Moving on, we got something that a lot of you have been waiting for, the SVD Dragunov. Now this bad boy is gonna be a hard hitter. Keep one thing in mind though, it's chambered in 7.62x54 mmR, and we might be having a riot soon as to how it's gonna be overpowered and whatnot, but I already talked about this. Bolt action rifles should work a bit differently, still talking about the Mosin here. As in, they should have higher damage. Common sense? Or am I exaggerating again? Of course, it's easier to get a kill with a semi-automatic rifle than it is with a bolt action. Bolt action hits need to be super rewarding. You take that away, they lose their purpose completely. Anyhow, as far as the traders go and who's gonna be selling the SVD, my money's on Prapor. Level 3 Prapor. Probably not wrong if I say level 4 also. It's a high-powered semi-automatic sniper rifle, but yeah, probably level 3. Price? Somewhere around 50,000-60,000 rubles? Too cheap? Too expensive? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. We also have some interesting M4 mods. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but these look like they're made out of wood. Whatever they're made of, they do look pretty cool. If you recognize either of them, feel free to share. Enrich us with your knowledge of handguards and stocks. This thing? I have no idea what this is supposed to be. I mean, obviously it's some sort of a medkit, right? Not entirely sure, though I do see scissors and tweezers, so could be used for stitching or something. So instead of a single bandage taking up your slot, maybe this will also stop the bleeding and, you know, prevent further bleeding and not heal you, and also it won't be a single use. Again, just my speculation, do not know for sure. And while we're on the topic of medical items, you might want to brace yourself for this one. A defib. This is absolutely major if and only if it's planned to be a usable item and not just used for quests, which it still totally could be because the devs like to troll. But for the sake of argument, let's say it's gonna be a usable item. Let's say your teammate will be able to electrocute your lifeless body and possibly get you back into the fight, knowing how every seemingly overpowered item or weapon ends up being meh. The defib would probably have to have a use time of like 30-40 seconds, so it's like your teammate goes down, you can't just rush back in and revive him. You would most likely have to clear the area first, not get yourself killed, as well as make sure that it's not too late to revive him. Not to mention that it would cost a lot of money. But then again, I doubt it. Watch it be a super hard to find quest item. Going back to some more firepower. The Remington Model 700, a quite popular 7.62x51mm bolt-action sniper rifle. Looks great, probably will cost a fuck ton, and begs yet another question: why? I'm well aware that there's a lot of you out there that get overly excited about new weapons being introduced to the game, but I shall say this. I wouldn't have a problem if there were only 2 primary weapons in the game, and every core mechanic functioned properly. I know, different people work on different aspects of the game. I'm not retard it. I'm simply stating the facts. The more stuff gets into the game, the less stable it is. Testing it is one thing, but what's actually slowing it down? Scavs? Here? And whoever's been testing the game for a year and a half, 2 years, experiences what can only be described as the Groundhog Day of gaming, with each new wipe. Being the gun nuts we are, we're definitely gonna have some fun with this rifle. It's sexy, it's modular, I bet it's gonna include a bunch of new attachments and stocks, so we'll see. Now we have another big one, which brings along an important question. The RPK-16. It's a 5.45x39 squad automatic weapon, basically a modernized RPK-74 light machine gun. The drum mag is the main attraction, yes, however, it's probably not gonna be the default one that comes with the gun. Here we can see a brand new cool looking P-mag, presumably a 30 rounder, and here's a 60 round casket magazine. You know what that means, right? I'm pretty sure that the 96 round drum mag will be usable with the other 5.45 AKs. I mean, no doubt this gun looks awesome. You know what's even more awesome? This guy. We were told that Killa, the interchange scav boss, will be implemented in the .11 update. So it's only logical to assume that all items from this batch of leaks will also be a part of that update. Is it coming soon though? TM? You can only imagine how much of a problem the new scav boss is gonna be, simply stating the facts here. I mean, look at him. Mask on 1 helmet, check. RPK 16, check. Armor, check. Gopnik swag, check. And he's gonna roam them all alone. Alone. Be that as it may, I really can't wait to finally see him. Look, I know we've seen some pretty cool stuff here, but look at this. The cherry on top. New melee weapons. We got some knives, couple new hatchets, a spade. Damn right. An ice axe? Now that's gonna hurt. Look at this. So these are gonna give birth to legions and legions of knifelings, spadelings, icelings. It's gonna be interesting. Well, that's about it. There's a few more bits and bobs, but nothing worth talking about now. There's probably a lot more coming that of course they didn't include, which we will potentially see in the hopefully soon to come preliminary patch notes. Fingers crossed that the next update focuses mainly on performance issues, optimizing the game further, and the much needed attention to the anti-cheat system. We all love Tarkov. It truly is an irreplaceable game. Here's to it being even better. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.